Do you really want to be wealthy and happy? Then stop chasing money like a fool. Stop thinking your job will save you. It won't. Your job pays you just enough to keep you in line. But you're the one who has to grow. Think about it. What happens if someone handed you $1 million tomorrow? Would you keep it? Or would it vanish from your fingers like smoke because you weren't ready? That's the risk. Wealth without growth disappears. Happiness without depth collapses. And if you don't face this, you'll keep wondering why life feels stuck while someone else seems to attract all the good things. Here's the secret. Success is not hunted. It's attracted, like metal to a magnet. Like rain finding the lowest point. You don't chase it. You become the kind of person it has no choice but to come to. Doesn't that flip everything upside down? Because if that's true, then all this grinding at work, all this desperation, might actually be backwards. Imagine a mirror, not the one in your bathroom, but the mirror life holds up every single day. The version of you staring back is exactly what the world pays. Income matches identity. Personality shapes reality. If you don't like what you're seeing, it's not the mirror that's broken. It's what's standing in front of it. Ever notice how money seems to fall back into the same pockets? You could divide it evenly across the planet, and in 5 years, it'd return to the same hands. Why? Because people don't keep money, people keep becoming. You attract what you are. If you're small, the universe shrinks around you. If you expand, the world bends to your shape. Picture this. A man is handed a fortune. He's never studied wealth, never stretched himself, never disciplined his impulses. What happens? He blows it. A woman wins the lottery, and within 3 years, she's broke again. Not because she lacked money, but because she lacked the structure to hold it. She didn't grow into the wealth, so the wealth slipped away. Now ask yourself, what are you really studying? Do you study Netflix? Do you study gossip? Or do you actually study success, happiness, wealth? You wouldn't expect to be strong without training your muscles, so why expect to be happy without training your mind? Why expect to be wealthy without studying wealth? Here's a scene. 2 friends both broke. One says, I can't do anything, I don't have money. The other says, that's not the problem. The problem is you don't have an idea. Which one grows? Which one stays stuck? Ideas, not luck, change everything. That fast. Books can save you 5 years in one night. A conversation with the right person over dinner can double your income. But most people won't pay attention. They want shortcuts. They want hacks. They want someone else to carry the weight. Tell me, does that sound like someone who deserves freedom? There's another image. A walkie-talkie. On one side, you. On the other, the universe. It's always broadcasting ideas, opportunities, patterns. But your receiver? It's dusty, clogged, turned to static. Clean it. Tune in. Pay attention. Watch the people who are already living the life you want. Notice how they speak, how they move, how they carry silence. Success leaves fingerprints everywhere, but do you notice them? Or are you scrolling, numbing, sleeping? I'll tell you this. Discipline is freedom. You think freedom is doing whatever you want? Wrong. That's chaos. Real freedom is making yourself do the necessary thing before you feel like it. Start small. 1 decision, 1 habit, 1 refusal to quit. That's where the muscle grows. And when the big storms come, and they will, you'll be strong enough to stand. Self-motivation is the only motivation that lasts. You can't wait for someone to turn you on. What if they never show up? You don't give your ignition key to someone else and then cry when they don't start the engine. You light your own fire. Every day. And listen, don't try to beat the system. Don't cheat your way through. Don't cut corners. Because cheap shortcuts make cheap lives. Do it right even when it's slow. Grow into the person who deserves the result. That's the only way you keep it. So here's my question. Tomorrow, what will you do that makes a real change? Not next month. Not someday. Tomorrow. Because if you change nothing, nothing changes. And if you want to know what your next 5 years will look like, look at your last 5. Do you want the repeat? Or do you want the rewrite? The choice is brutal and beautiful. Any day you want, you can change your whole life. Imagine that. 1 choice. 1 step. And suddenly, you're not the same. So here's the deal. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Become the magnet, not the beggar. Grow until wealth and happiness have no choice but to orbit you. That's the only path worth taking. If this hit you, subscribe, like this video, and comment one word, change. And remember this: you attract what you become.